We're back. I know those of you who are only doing the decluttering stuff, you're going to wonder what that was. I just did a show about anti procrastination day, and our biggest procrastination is getting rid of clutter. It really is. And we're going to tackle this clutter and we're going to do it in a systematic fashion. I know we don't like routines because we feel like they're straitjackets. Well, really, they're just autopilots. And when we establish the habit of decluttering every single day, that consistency and persistence is going to change our lives. So get in here and let's get started talking about where to declutter. Our whole house is a mess. We're looking at the whole thing, and guess what? It overwhelms us and we don't do anything. So, what we're going to do is we're going to step back. We're going to step back. And I've come up with a fun game. It was a game that was taught to us by Pam and Peggy. And they would once a month put on a different hat. They would get a clipboard with some paper on it, and they would make they would pretend like they were a real estate agent. Yeah, isn't this fun? So they'd put on this real estate cap and they would look at their house as if they were getting ready to stage a house to to put on the market. And a lot of people have gone through this and they know what it's like to do it. But start at your front door and turn around and look out your front door at what needs to be done at the entrance of your home, because that is the first thing people see. So, what do you need to do? Do you need to get rid of some old rocking chairs that are on my front porch? Maybe so. Have you got some dead plants on your front porch? If you got things that need deheaded, flower spent flower flowers that need to be clipped off, they're full of seeds. Collect those seeds and save them for next year. Y'all are getting in here. I'm so proud of all of you. So look out your front door. Now look actually at your front door. Are there cobwebs all around your front door? Declutter those. Now get this. This is a list you're doing. And you can take this list and you can put it into three different little plastic tubs, like for your entrance, your front porch, your dining room. Maybe you make it by room because that's how we break our zones down. Zone one is your entrance, your front porch, and your dining room. Zone two is your kitchen. We get a full week most of the time in our kitchens. Zone two. Now, what have you got in your kitchen? You've got you've got spices, you've got utensils. Oh, we can get a lot of utensils and never let go of any of them. But what do you really need? A spatula. I need a cookie spatula. Robert does, and you need spoons. You need knives. I've got four knives that I use all the time. You've got a silverware drawer that has a lot of utensils in it, but guess what else it's got in it? It's got clutter in it. It's got all kinds of utensils. Mine's a big wide drawer, and I've got serving pieces, big things for serving, and it can it can get packets of soy sauce and all kinds of stuff in there. So those things need to be decluttered. So look, just look at your drawers. We're talking about making the list, and then you can get after these things. What's under your kitchen sink? Declutter under your kitchen sink. That's where I keep my bread machine. Can I get to it right now? Nope, I can't do it. But maybe you want to pull all of those mason jars and find a new place for those mason jars. Maybe you put them in a box and put them in your garage. So let's get started making that list as if you're looking at your home, as if you were a real estate agent, and this flat surface over here needs to be cleared off. What have you got on that? You got your mixer, your bubble water thing, or your crock pot, some spices that need to be put away. I'm thinking about my kitchen counter right now. When you got too much stuff on your kitchen counter, it looks messy and you don't know where to start. Well, start at your sink. Do the left side of the sink, do the right side of the sink. Um, go under the sink, go above the sink. Maybe the window needs to be, get some flies out of it. But you see how we're working around our kitchen. What else is in our kitchen? We got a stove that's probably got too many pots and pans in it. Or you've stuck the mail in there. Yeah, I know who you are. You've put the mail in the oven because you never use the oven. Or you put a birthday cake in there and then you decide to use the oven and don't look in it. And guess what? You started a fire. So don't store things in your oven unless it's cast iron. That's all I store in my oven is my cast iron. I have 3 cast iron skillets and a grill pan. What else do you need? Then you got your refrigerator. It needs to be cluttered. Today is Wednesday, and that is our day to clean out our refrigerator. Cleaning your refrigerator out gives you a place to put your groceries, and it tells you what you need to use up. So zone 2, and you got a dining table in there, that's part of zone 1. But if you're in there, if you got a china hutch, what do you need to get rid of? What have you been? China hutches can become hotspots for paper clutter. So you can do a 27 fling boogie just in your china hutch. Next is zone 3. That's your bathroom. What's under your bathroom sink? What's around your bathtub? Empty bottles, empty jars of things, lotions, potions. Who knows? I have used old shampoos and body washes in my swish and swipe canister for years. Now I've run out of them because I've used them all up. But you take whatever's left in the in the bottle and add that same amount of water, shake it up, and pour it in your swish and swipe container. And before you know it, you're going to have, or put it in a squeeze bottle that you can just squeeze into your toilet. The more you get rid of things, the easier it is to clean. It really is. It's time to let go. Declutter. Somebody asked just a while ago, what about those nice things that you wanted to have? Well, we've all got things that we think are nice. They may not be expensive things, but they're special to us. If they make you smile, keep them. If they don't have a function except to make you smile, that's a reason to keep them. So y'all quit putting off decluttering, because I would dare say 90% of the people that don't find success with FlyLady is because they have not let go of their clutter. They have not let it go. They think they're going to need it one day. They're thinking poor. Let go and let God. And when you need it, it's going to show back up. But if you've already got 2 of them, getting rid of the third one is not going to matter. So you have backup. Zone 4. See, zone 3 is our main bathroom. But we get to pick another room. Maybe it's your kids' room. Do toys need to be gone through? In just a few months, it'll be Christmas. Are there birthdays rolling around? You need to get rid of toys to make room for the other things to come into their life. Then we've got our master bedroom, bathroom, and closet. We could spend all day in our closet, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go in and pluck 5 items. Put this on your list. 5 items. Change out your, declutter some of those blankets and stuff you haven't used in years. People need blankets. Clean out your linen closet to make room to build a pantry. Decluttering with a purpose. This is good for us. Then clean out from under your bathroom sink. Get rid of old makeup. Clean out the drawers in your nightstands and get rid of the things you hadn't used. This has got me thinking big time. I've got dress purses that you would take to a wedding reception. This is that I haven't used in years since Michael got married. I haven't used them in years. So look around your bedroom and make a list of the places that need to be decluttered. Maybe you've got a treadmill in your bedroom and it's piled so high with clothes that you couldn't get on your treadmill if your life depended on it. And your life does. Don't use your treadmill as a clothes horse. And the next room, maybe you need to look at your laundry room. What is taking up room in your laundry room? Have you got baskets of clothes in there that you haven't looked through in a coon's age, as we would say in the South? Go through those clothes and declutter them. They're either trash or there's something worthy to give away. And there are places that will take that. But go through the basket first and make sure there's not a rat's nest. And then look at your living room. Your living room. Make that list of what needs to be gone through. Have you got I was thinking of Isaiah Saldivar and his testimony. And the good Lord gave him, he was praying for revival, and revival happened. But he had to focus on stuff that was in their home that was not holy. And his brother had some DVDs that he had hidden under the dirty laundry because he knew his brother was when Isaiah got saved, he was on. I pray all of us get that kind of power. And he found those DVDs. And people have been lulled into the innocence of some of the things we've brought in our house. We didn't think anything of it, 10 years ago. And now it's sitting there on the shelf. And what is it doing? It's not good. We've got things in our house that we need to get rid of because they're bringing a curse down on our family. I learned this from Derek Prince. He had some silk screens that his grandfather had given his mother, and they had been brought down to him, that were of dragons. And he couldn't figure out why he was just going from paycheck to paycheck. And God said, "You're a man of God. Those are dragons. You got to get them out of the house." And he did, and everything changed. Isaiah was the same way. Started having five. They got rid of all the furniture in the house, even his mama's plant, and she had said, "Don't touch that." And Isaiah said, "3 people could sit right there and hear the word of God." And so they moved the plant out to the barn. 500 people in a house. 200 people standing around the house with the windows open. People being drawn from the street to their house. I mean, it's an amazing testimony, y'all. You should go hear it. But they had to declutter to make room. Decluttering with a purpose. The purpose of allowing the Holy Spirit into your home. Look around your house and see if there's something lurking in a corner that shouldn't be there, that you've had for years that you don't even think about anymore. So get rid of it. And this goes back to biblical times too. Who was it? Jacob? His wife Rachel had brought 2 idols from her father's home and put up in their home. And Jacob didn't know. I think it was Jacob. Jacob and Leah and Rachel. Yeah. So y'all look at what you're holding on to. Look at what you're holding on to. Get it out of your house. And God's going to get all the glory for it. I love you all so much. I want for you what I have found. And it took getting rid of the clutter. So you get that list of looking at your house as if you were a real estate agent and you're going to stage this house. You're mainly looking at the surface clutter, but to get the surface clutter into a home it should be in, you got to get into the recesses of your home that's holding on to stuff. It's a squatter sitting there taking up good storage space. Let it go. Let it go and find a home that's peaceful. Because we're all going to be called to give our testimony. And could you open the door and have people over? I'm going to tell a funny story. When my grandchildren were in Christian school, Sarah was in kindergarten and Ethan was in the 3rd grade. They asked me to speak and do a 4-part session on getting ready for the holidays. And there was a lady in the group. We had it wasn't a big crowd, but it was a fun group. And there was this lady in the group, and she was going to have a Bible study at her home. And she had a sink full of dirty dishes. And so you know what she did? She put all the dirty dishes in the washing machine. Not the dishwasher, in the clothes washer. All the dirty dishes in the clothes washer. And she just kept stuffing them in there. No telling how long it took her to do it when she could have just washed them. But the pastor's wife and several other ladies came over and they had a Bible study, and they had some cake and some tea, and they had a lovely evening. Well, the pastor's wife was helping her clean up after the fact. And they got through cleaning the kitchen, and she did just like my grandmother always did. She wiped out the sink and she took the dish towel to put it in the wash machine. And she opened up the washing machine and she saw all the dirty dishes. And she was brokenhearted that this lady had wanted to hide all that. You know, you can't hide from God. You can't. You can't hide what you're doing from God. You just got to open up and say, God, please forgive me. And let's, put some actions behind your words and clean up the mess. And she had us telling the story. She was telling the story on herself, and she had us rolling in the floor laughing because she was laughing at herself. She would never do that again. She just washed the dishes. But when you're focused, I mean, I've known people who wanted to, have a big birthday party for their child, but the is first thing they start doing is painting the bedroom. When they're all going to be in the dining room and the living room having a birthday party or outside if it's pretty, they get hyper focused on how the house looks instead of just getting rid of the clutter. When hot spots are decluttered and everything is nice and orderly on the surface, people aren't going to, well, this pastor's wife opened up the washing machine. In a million years, you wouldn't have thought somebody would have done that. But they do. They do. So you got medicine cabinets to declutter. You got things to clean out. Those flat surfaces. When you get those flat surfaces clean, maybe it's something you want to keep that's on that flat surface. You got to go find a place for it. So you need to declutter. This is that reverse scavenger hunt. It's a reverse decluttering game. Is if this needs to go into my bedroom closet, I've got to get something out of my bedroom closet so that I have room to put this away. So y'all keep focused, not hyper focused, and make a game out of decluttering. We talked about several games in yesterday's lesson. Today, we're talking about pretending like we're a real estate agent and coming up with a decluttering game. You can put it per zone, or you can just stick it all in one big peanut butter jar and reach in and grab one out and go do it. Make your list. Cut it up. Have fun with it. Maybe tell your child to go get rid of one toy they want to give away. Maybe you have a child's decluttering. Teaching your children to let go is going to be one of the greatest lessons you ever train them in. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when she is old, she won't depart from it. Yeah, I mix those genders there because we got babies and we need to train them so that they learn to let go of things. Bless someone else with your abundance because those blessings are going to come back to you. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for wanting to make your home a better place, a place that God will come into. I love you all so much. I want for you what I have found by eliminating the clutter and staying on top of it. Right now, we are in a marathon to get rid of clutter. Eventually, it's just going to be a little bit here and a little bit there when you bring something new home. Yesterday, Robert got a new shirt in the mail, and he got rid of an old shirt that was worn out. I watched him do it. So when you get something new, get rid of something old. When it piles up, that means you're not getting rid of stuff. Make room for the new. Get rid of the old. I love you all so much. And I will catch you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Bye. Join us tomorrow for another decluttering session.